Welcome to Berwick Mitsubishi. I'm Mark and I'm going to take you for a walk around our 2007 Holden Crewman ute today. Start at the front of the car and just give you a really good idea of the quality of the Juco. Being an 07, approaching 7 years old, you look at the front of the car, the front bumper bar, the bonnet, everything is still virtually unmarked. When we come around to the driver's side, we do notice that it's in very similar order. Probably a credit to the previous owner, this car in really good condition. Do have factory 17-inch alloys, a couple of minor scuff marks on the alloys, but really good tyres all round on this car. Probably 80 to 90% tread, so plenty of life in the tyres as yet. As we scan down the driver's side, of course being the Crewman, you've got the 4-door. So just basically load up the boys and away you go. As we move down towards the rear, you know this is fitted with the colour-coded hard lid. It is a lockable hard lid as well, which we'll touch on a little bit more briefly. When we get around to the rear of the car, notice it is fitted with a tow bar. The Crewman has a towing capacity of 2.1 tonne. So as far as towing, it's going to do whatever you need it to do fairly easily. You do notice, you know, there is a fair amount of gap in the rear wheel arch there. So once you hook up the trailer, you've got the capacity that still sits nice on the road. And the passenger side of the car actually presents as well as the rest of the exterior that we've looked at so far. I'm really impressed with the quality of this car. As I mentioned earlier, based on age. If I wanted to be super critical, a couple of little minor touch-ups just on that front wheel arch, but overall, for me to, you know, go to the extent of just highlighting those, virtually unmarked apart from that. So, moving under the bonnet of the Crewman now, just a few things to run through. 3.6 litre V6 will deliver you 172 kilowatts of power and 320 newton meters of torque. Expect to get in excess of 500 k's to a tank of fuel in this car. So it's got the range and it's got the performance there as well. If you need it, obviously being the Crewman, you know, more than likely it's going to be used as a workhorse, so it's going to do everything you want it to. So just back around to the rear of the car now, as I mentioned, colour-coded hard lid flat top. Once it's unlocked, just simple matter of lifting it up into the open position. Gas struts well out of the way so they don't impede on the cargo area. As you can see, looking into the rear tub, just flick our handle on the tailgate internally there, drop it down. Just have our straps that are out of the way. Considering this car hasn't got a tub liner in it, have a look at the condition of the tub. It's once again, it's very consistent with the exterior of the car. That tub still presents like new. So yeah, no, really good order, this vehicle from an outside point of view. And we'll move to the interior now, and you'll be just as impressed. Okay, now we're on the inside of the Crewman, and we'll run through a few of the features of the car. Starting with the steering wheel, you will notice it is height and reach adjustable, so set ourselves up to where we're nice and comfy. You can see all the dash, really well illustrated, the dash, straightforward and everything. Headlights up on the to the right hand side of the dashboard. Do have our power mirror controls on the driver's armrest, and on our steering wheel we've got our volume controls for our audio, and on the left hand side just the controls to switch between stations and modes. We do have driver and passenger airbag in this car as well. Also notice this button on the left hand side of the dash just allows you to alter the information that's up on the screen. Gives you distance to empty. Also just feeds you average consumption, distance travelled. You can also set overspeed just so that it will alert you if you're going close to going over the speed limit in any certain zone, just to prevent you getting booked, because you know there are speed cameras hiding behind every tree pretty much every kilometre in Melbourne. Now in the centre console section we've got all our heating and cooling controls, and just below single disc CD, AM FM stereo of course, so you've got all your controls to control your audio, but as I mentioned once again you've got them up on the steering wheel as well, so no need to take your eyes off the road. We are running a 4-speed auto in the Holden, so just a simple matter of selecting drive and away we go. You do also have the power function in the transmission as well, just for performance. Handbrake is standard, just tucked on the right hand side there. It sits flush out of our way when it's disengaged. All of our power window controls, and obviously an isolation switch as well, if you don't want the apprentices playing with the windows. We do have our storage compartment in our centre console section, and also just a 12 volt outlet there. And you notice you've got your little racks to store your CDs in as well. Whilst we're talking about the interior, if we just scan around the actual seats and carpets, the quality of the interior is, you know, once again, it presents a lot like the exterior of the car. This has been really well maintained, this motor car. It's certainly going to give you reliable motoring, but at the same time just presents in really good condition. Part of the reason that it does present in this condition, the vehicle, and I know you won't believe me when I tell you this car has done 220,000 kilometres, but you know, to look at as we have on the exterior and the interior of the car, you'd think it's done 80,000 Ks. Part of the reason for this is the service history. As I flick through the history here, you will notice every single service is stamped from new in the books all the way through. I haven't skipped on a service. So as I scan through all the way up until the current mileage that the car has travelled now, was serviced at 220,000 Ks on the 7th of April, and then we just go over and above and beyond the call of duty, and we've done another current intermediate service on the car now. So everything about this car, condition, drive-wise, servicing, it just ticks every box. Okay, so in summary, a stack to like about this. Probably one of the best examples of an 07 VZ Crewman that you're going to see. VXSS alloy wheels. We've got the hard lid on the back, 172 kilowatts, 320 Newton meters of torque. Is fitted with the tow bar, 2.1 tonne towing. So it's just a simple matter of calling out to one of your workers, hey man, get the crew, toss them in and off we go. If you've got any further questions, give us a call on 9907 0555. Outstanding value, this car.